As you look back, you think, so love did do him in after all. I was right. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft plate. Niclasia. Looks like love did him in after all. She's silent, holding onto her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. Say nothing. Let her answer. Yeah, she finally breaks the silence. I like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real. Why? Easier that way. She takes a sip. Was it real? I don't know. She looks down at the yard, then back to her coffee. What is communism in this? You don't know. A wind of needles. Airships flutter in the stratosphere. How do I know all this, then? Who knows? It's getting cold out. You should go. Finished thought. I could harass her further, but I don't know. I am too much of a moralist. I know I'm not playing any of the zany options, but I'm truly mostly just interested in mildly repairing this guy's life, and also just seeing where this all goes, because it's wild. So, visual calculus, what happened here? The window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. So what happened here? The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman on her back. It's the night of March 4th, and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A raycast from somewhere outside entering his brain. Where does it come from? From the roof outside. Oh, this is really cool. I like this. Location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inward like a corona behind the woman's back. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. Have a look at point A, the roof. The raycast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions. All on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. The composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside? There could have been. The rain and slush and wind washed it away. This is more than a week ago. So I'm what? 80% sure the roof is where the shot came from? Or was made from? 72%. With the weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol, this is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting a fish in an aquarium. Well-lit aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside. In the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Could the shot have come from inside the room? Closer point. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. Are there any arguments against A prime the roof? None that you've found thus far, but it doesn't mean there aren't any. There have been another point of origin further away. That's a 28% yes. In this model, this shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? Extrapolate to the radius to include all of Martinez. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with the islet on the bay. Let's call them B prime. More precisely, B for boardwalk, B for Land's End, and B for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. Okay, point B, the boardwalk. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions. 20% chance. It came from the church. Why is the church not an option? Holy crap, look at that church. It's so obvious-ish. Okay, 700 meters away. The likeliest of these positions, 20% chance. Skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take the wind direction into account. Land's End. 1.2 kilometers away. Least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent? Nah, too far-fetched. And the islet. 1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin, beyond the docks somewhere. On an island in the bay, perhaps? There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. Shot would have to be a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof, in Martinez? And where precisely? Say B prime, boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, and B triple prime, the islet. So you've given this a lot of thought, he remarks, raising an eyebrow. Those locations you've singled out, in addition to the roof. And what's the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Much less than the roof, but still. Okay. Well, we should see if there's gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out, one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on. Blink. Okay, well that's some progress in a hurry, and it's only 10:10 in the morning, or 12:30 in the afternoon for me, but hey, it's fine. I feel accomplished. Good things are happening. Maybe I can go talk to Jerk Cop and actually get something out of him. Probably not. I'm pretty sure Jerk Cop is just going to remain at asshole prime until the end of the night. Or worse, rest of this playthrough. I do really want to play more games in this vein. Like, it's kind of shocking how little you actually need combat in a CRPG. And some get away with it more than others, but this one exemplifies what you can do with just nothing but dialogue and a lot of it.
Again, I can't believe this shit.
Okay, I'm doing this investigation, and it turns out he was shot and hanged. I think he was hung as a cover-up to hide the shooting? Basically, yes. Okay, well, he corrects his blonde wig. His hair. He corrects his hair. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. Why are you? He gives you an odd look. Okay, so we'll leave. So we should probably talk to the Hardys again.
It's you again. What is it?
Okay, I talked to Clausia. Now I need to talk to Ruby. Why? He leans back and regards you with curiosity. I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer. Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. F that shit. F you too, moral... Wow, okay. He throws a glance at Titus, and the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. He crosses arms. I don't want to be rude. We're just trying to get some R&R here. Think you could go away now? I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'd be surprised at how quickly the theory presents itself if you keep looking. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to scan the room. So, perception sight, success. the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush right behind the window, behind Titus's back. Presents a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. Nope. Nothing's happening. The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected. No, we can do this. Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it, somehow. Something else. Walla Walla Bing Bang. It's just not coming together. Walla Walla Bing Bang. I don't know what it means. It just felt like the most appropriate thing to say. That's what the witch doctor would say, at least. Why am I such an idiot? No one knows. Squint your eyes harder. Still nothing, but that's okay. This doesn't have to turn into some kind of meltdown. You're just a cop taking your time to present a theory. Right. Puzzle Face shouldn't be the cool guy when he fails. I was supposed to be that. Puzzle Face logic. Shush. I'm more level-headed than you. That's my thing. Let's look at this as a learning experience. What are the components that you need to implicate Ruby? I just want to hear the components of the theory. Smart move. The components are access to the roof, weapon, and motive. Here is what you can do to make it easier. Come on, guys. For starters, you could find out what's behind the mystery door in the kitchen. If it's a secret route, she could have used that to get to the roof. Can't get through the door? You know it would help, doing a thorough search of the room. Maybe something's hidden. You could crack Clausia's last defenses. Maybe she'll tell you something useful. It's that simple. Lieutenant puts his hand on your shoulder. Unless we have more business, we should... He looks at the door. We leave. Okay, first I want to look at this window. What do I need for this one? Really, you've been here for ages. You've been here for a long time. Bird flew by. Wing beats. Mysterious door scene. Reception site. There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color. In the blackness of the thicket, hanging from it, a bronze key. Someone hid the key in the bush, and attached a yellow ribbon to make it easier to find. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open, and just take it. It's not a coincidence. Someone hid a key in the bush. Front of the window. Huh? Big guy looks behind him. Can you let me slide by so I can grab the thing? I don't know about that. The tattooed man yawns and settles more comfortably on the bench. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would help right now. Sorry. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good luck with that. Hawthorne's got a bitch of a bite. I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there. Loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you. Take the key. He's brass, workshop, spare, is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence. Come on, man. We're just having some fun. Where's the harm in... Tired of listening to your shit. Thank you, nodded the old man. Don't thank me. The old man takes out his pack of chewing tobacco. I don't give two shits about your key. There's a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands. I wonder what doors does it open? It could open the door in the kitchen, the blue door. He looks at the key in your hand. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there. Worth a try. It is worth a try, but chances are it's either the upstairs key or the key to the other door further out that I haven't been in. Okay, try the workshop spare key on the door. The key fits in the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. Dust rises in before you like a mist. Tomb? Haunted by regal spirits of distant ages? No. Smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop. Or an arcade, maybe? Pinball says, Bangkok Nigerian. Theme is horses and swords. Pinball is white Diora. The black glass shows a female figure in mourning. All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Run your finger along the dust of the white Diora machine. Feels like it might jump back to life at any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed woman. What is white Diora? He looks around thinking, inane pinball theme. Probably related to Messina in the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst. Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era on the Mundia Sola. The other being Rey Silva, an Advispericete. Or Advispericete. The theme is all about the early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, actually. Lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines. Sounds like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim. No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on. He doesn't. Will we fire one of these bad boys up and play some ball? You can't fire them up. They're broken. Only one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball. He looks away. What a dumb name, Royalist Pinball. They weren't broken. He would kick one of these machines about now. Oh, if they weren't broken, he would kick one of the machines about now. Encyclopedia 6. Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka Kimball. Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him. You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. So now he remembers. He looks at you in the silence of the workshop, and then takes his glasses off and cleans them. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. Puts them back on, aka the Kimball. You remembered, congratulations. You don't seem to really like pinball. No human being should. It's a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity for flashing lights, and to fantastique science fiction and historic romance franchises. It's lame. Why are you called Pinball? I'm not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective, and got my lieutenancy. How did you... He puts his glasses back on. Fine, I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. Okay? It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion, he shudders. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful, and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story. You were a juvie cop for 15 years. That time is over now. He looks at the pinball machine and breathes in. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming. As was playing pinball. So that's why he doesn't want to talk to Kuno. Trauma and stressor disorder from being a juvie cop. So that's why you didn't want to talk to Kuno. It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquency, he nods. Don't worry, I'll keep calling you Kim. Or, no, you're Lieutenant Kitsuragi to me. Not only to you, I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi to everyone. He nods. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling. A note. NB, the spirit key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. NB. That's certainly not Ruby. Hey, there's the money for rent. But then I go back to being poor. Small elevators dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The lattice cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Look in. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There's a control panel to your right, just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th of July, 88. Says the last maintenance was in 88. That it does, Lieutenant peeks in. I say let's brave it. Elevator was maintained a long time ago, or... Last maintained in the future? It was maintained in 88 of the previous century. So it's not a message from the future. No, I think the bureaucrats just forgot about this backroom elevator after the revolution. I wonder what this elevator was used for. Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint. He taps on the guttering light bulb. It's golden in the dark. Look at the elevator controls. There are large rectangular buttons. Monter, Descender, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears broken. A small plaque reads, Halter 800. Halter's a Königsteiner lift company who went out of business a long, long time ago. Close the doors and go up. Oh. Oh, this is an active room. Someone's been here recently. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. And this is on the other side of... Oh boy. Yeah, this is on the other side of Lassia's room. We have a pinball maker's coat. Empathy and hand-eye coordination. I look... sorry. I look suitably noir. Pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted. I don't know if I looked at this one. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Oh, shoot. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of the dust covering the workshop floor. Jackpot, Lieutenant takes out his notebook. These, unlike everything else here, are new. Someone's been here within the last week or two. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could have easily been 1 week, too. You know, officer, he looks at you. This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory. This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us up to this place. Okay, what does this mean? It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof. The roof, where you can shoot our victim. This is significant. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing it to present to Titus. Let's have a closer look. Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Soul could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have a left pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It's not a brand sole, with logos on it. It seems custom-made or old-fashioned. Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is. This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found in the hanging Kim. He inspects the tracks closer. Size looks about the same, actually. Not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This is an argument against her. People change shoes, you know. But it's not argument for her either. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it? No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though. Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Let's move on. And I have a thought. So this is where they brought the faulty pinball machines to fix them up a long time ago. Everything's covered in dust now. Lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point. He agrees. At some point. 20 years ago? 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue. It used to be a pinball workshop. Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over. He taps his foot. A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf. Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door, one of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardys bang away at it. Remember the dice maker? Then that means... Whirling in Rags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. This is all that's left over from that. Ah, yes. As the novelty dice maker said, he makes a note in his notebook. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure, but it's a nice little connection. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Could this mean the Whirling in Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area? If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. He looks around. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. New task, doomed hostel? He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy. Stupid superstition, but still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this. Not a ghost story, it's a curse, and Gart ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells. There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other side. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. I think I can see into Clausia's room from here. He leans in closer to inspect the people. You can barely see through. Better not jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, he points to the marks nearby. on the floor. Definitely suspicious. Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions. What were those people doing in there? You're leaning closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural. Finished thought. This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before. So it's on the other side. Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out onto the roof. We could ask Clausier about the route. See how she reacts. Folded M dimension. A reference to the popular science fiction series in System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly, and read science fiction. Yes, it is quite likely we'll re-emerge with the M plane. Brace for psychokinetic impact, or the roof. Unbar the door. This is bad, spook. Now we have to go around asking people to see their feet. Show me your boot! Oh, the snow is really starting to collect. I like that.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Okay, so I'm gonna save. I've got at least a couple of skill points. Probably just one. Yeah, I just got one. So, drama. I doubt I'm going to be able to scale up drama that much, but I'm currently running negative drama. So let's see if I can get positive drama here. So what is reducing my drama? My glasses. So if I switch to the weird flip-up auditor glasses instead, save. Let's talk to her.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
That's a lot better. Love that did him in. In God's name, wake up! Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Your real name isn't Clausier Amandu. I agree. The lieutenant turns to her. You wouldn't give us your real name. Not when people are after you. Okay. Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what? Okay, it's not. You admit to it. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Commensur. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name, so I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at the LCSB. I have to lie all the time. She looks at her hands. Her fingernails chipped white. I'm so tired of it. Was the passport bullshit too? The passport you keep hidden? No, it's submerged in a plastic buoy in the coast. In the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausier Amandu. It says Anuik Myersmith. Falsified documents. Passport and visa, she nods. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name Myersmith to hurt me. Why would they do that? I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. She rushes to explain. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now. She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her. So where's the boy? West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. She points towards a clump of ruins on the western horizon. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless. West of the boardwalk in the reeds. I have to check this buoy out. Lieutenant makes a note of it. You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline. Tell me your real name. It's Katarzine Alexj. Alexij? Probably. The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so. It's a Grod name. Zemsk or Yugograd in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, taiga, economic desolation, and rock music-infused alcoholism. Hold on. Katarzine Alexj is not even an Oren Hayes name. It's not even Mundi, it's Grod. My parents were Ziemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized. Ornhaze. All I remember is Orne. She's silent. Alexei is my father's name. Finally we meet, Katarzyna Alexei. CJ. She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof. Enough. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever's next. You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station. I did. She takes a step forward. What is this? I called your desk, or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8102 for emergencies. There's an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed. That is the emergency's desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says. What time did you make the call? Thursday night. It was late. Sometime after 12. Lieutenant checks her direction. Checks out. Say nothing. Let's change the subject for the time being. She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this. Back to the lies you told. Lies, she repeats, then trails off. It's unclear what she intended to say. Yeah, I guess I could press her. Okay, so Jerk Tiger, we're going to just go full press. I don't actually want to arrest her. Maybe? I don't know.
Hello,
Okay.
officer.
Lies.
What brings you up here again?
What if I told you you're under arrest? Katarzyna Alexei. DJ. But I haven't done anything, she backs up against the railing with a forced smile on her face. Anything illegal? Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case. Mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. Failure to aid a police officer. You've wasted our time in a time-critical investigation. Lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs. Please, no. Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely? I can tell you. I can help you. What do you know? Who shot him? She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then in a hushed voice she says, "Gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her. Ruby. Why do you think it was her?" She has a thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs, she's been pretty frank about what she wants. Sex? And more, she nods. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she says in a near whisper, she told me to end it, said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but I don't understand, the lieutenant sounds incredulous. He still has the cuffs in his hand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you? She says she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her. When I told her I'm a fugitive, she started developing notions about our relationship. And you led her on? The lieutenant narrows his eyes. A little. I was flattered, you know. But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. She looks at her feet. We maybe kissed, nothing more. Sounds like she was fixated on you. This is just an assumption. I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. She raises her eyes to meet yours. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. Cleaned it all up, like she had a plan. This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself, the lynching? When Ruby said there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening you? She came over one night drunk. She said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro, she must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but... She looks through the window of her room. Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her. And how could she have killed him? You've been through there, right? I saw you come out. She points to the door that leads to the pinball workshop. It leads downstairs. She could have come through the roof, then made the shot right there, or right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her. Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing? That is possible. Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out here with her? Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me before it got weird. Okay, that's it for Ruby. Wrap it up. Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Don't arrest her. Push a bit more, and then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. Who? Or stop letting her distract you. That's all good, but I think we should still take you in, just in case. Still, she says, her voice breaking. After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, and I know I'm shitty too. I know. Her hand turns into a fist, slowly, crushing the cigarette she's still holding. But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed the sanctity of accounting. It's some multinational... She's gearing up for last stand. This is it. Let's see. What do you deserve, then? I don't know. She throws away the cigarette. To spend my days with smoke and drink and dance swallowing shit just like everyone else? What other option do I have? You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up to the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I'll be right here. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months. Maybe even 1 month. That's all I need. You do have the form. He looks at your ledger. My god, she's playing him too. Like a fiddle, sire. Who would have known? What will have changed in 2 months? Or 1 month? Everything could change. She looks around. The city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be in jail. Or maybe Revachol. She falls silent. There is desperation there. In that silence, a cornered animal looking for a way out. Maybe Revachol could be free. I could be tried in a free Revachol. In independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern. Isn't that hard to believe, miss? The handcuffs jingle in his hands. I also find it hard to believe. Don't. The world can change. It changed before. She looks at you, frozen in her spot. That's not the answer she was hoping for. She thought you were some kind of patriot. Or communard, did she? I've made my choice. She looks at you in silence, her face filled with fear, lips parted. Wait, if you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'll be out without your partner for the rest of the day. Shut up. He's making a decision. It's his to make. I'll let you off the hook for now. Don't make me regret it. I won't, sir. She exhales, shaking visibly, then collects herself. And done. Oh, we have a shivers. Godly, look up at the gray sky. Nothing happens. There's a massive droplets above the planetary body, colorless, merging into one another. The sky is low and cold. You hear the distant murmur of motor connections somewhere south of here. That's all. Silence, officer. Would have thought you were the silent type. What were we talking about? Nothing. We're done. There might be more out of her, but we pretty much got everything, including a fairly convincing theory that Ruby did it. Which, I think, red herring, but it's a good step, and good ammunition to chuck at, what's-his-face. Oh, we got a lot of things to do. But you know what? I'm really hungry, so I'm probably just going to make my way downstairs, and then we'll pick this up whenever. I don't really know.